Hey, sweeties. I wanted to just talk with you guys really quickly about a couple of conversations that I've had over the last few weeks, and one of the places where the enemy trips us up a lot. And it's in this place where it seems like when you're in a relationship with God, it feels like you're always working on something, like it's always something else. Dag, it's always something else. And the truth of the matter is that what you hear on Sunday morning is 2 hours of high notes, right? Of walking with God. It doesn't have all of the low notes, of the consistent diligence, discipline, and all the other things. When you see Beyonce on tour, you're getting 2 hours of probably 2 years worth of rehearsals, practices, disciplines. You know what I'm saying? And so you're getting 2 hours on Sunday morning. And while it's enough to energize you, it is not enough to sustain you. So, what I realize is happening is many times we get frustrated because we're always working on something. Yes, you are. And as long as you're alive and you're in the flesh, you need to resolve within yourself that there is no finish line, that the race is to get to Jesus, not to get to the best version of yourself. Because you're not going to achieve the best version of yourself because you've already had a glimpse of heaven. The best version of yourself today, you can achieve that. You cannot achieve the best version of yourself that God created in the Garden of Eden when you were in Him before He sent you into the earth through your mother's womb. That you're not going to achieve in flesh and blood because your environment is always working on you, and there's always something in your environment that's pulling you down with gravity. While your spirit's trying to go up, your soul is being pulled down. Okay, and that war that's happening that Paul talks about, it's a real thing. And so you're gonna have to resolve within yourself that, just like brushing my teeth every day, several times a day, depending on the type of person you are, like I probably floss after every meal because I like my teeth and I want to keep them. I don't want no falsies. Chop, chop. No, I don't. But some people could go days without brushing their teeth. That's your business. Whatever you do, you do. But how you maintain yourself in the natural is the equivalent of how you're going to need to maintain yourself in the spirit, and maybe even more so. And so the reason I'm saying that is because if you get your eye stuck on the supposed finish line, you're going to be frustrated because, just like in a horror movie, when you start going down the hallway all of a sudden stretches and it seems longer and longer, and the enemy seems to be getting closer and closer. No, the prize for you is Christ, is reaching Him. That's the prize that you need to keep your eye on. Reaching Him, having accomplished as much as you were able to do with the time that He has given you, the skills, the resources, blah, 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 blah. Right? And so, with that said, I want you to think about this like physical maintenance. You doing your hair almost every day? If not, you're still maintaining it. You wearing a bonnet, you doing something, right? You brushing your teeth every day, you washing your face before you leave the house. I know some of us have bum out days. I'm wearing my Holy Ghost robe over top of my work clothes because it's cold in the basement. We gotta tell you. Um, but it's something to keep in mind, and I want to impress this on you because if you feel like I'm always working on something, you will get distracted with the things that you're working on instead of having faith and trust that He will complete the good work that He began in you. Right? As surely as I cannot eat as much as I would like to, as surely as I have to maintain my status with my healthy eating, I can't just be out here eating fresh baked chocolate chip cookies with caramel and chocolate drizzle with a side of ice cream and whipped cream all on it, and some cherries and some walnuts. Right? I can't live like that day to day or even hour to hour. If I live like that for one full day, within 24 hours, I'm going to be sick. If I do not compensate my body with something else, right? The same thing is true for your soul. Yeah, ain't nobody saying you can't Netflix, but yeah, you got to be in your word. And there are going to be things that God points out to you that don't necessarily match his desires for your life. It's not a criticism, right? It's a recognition. And then you get to decide what heart posture you take in order to shift into the place that he is now ready for you to move into. Why? Because you're actually ready to move into it. And so I just wanted to give you guys that little heads up because I see some folks getting tripped up over it, and it's not as serious as you think it is, right? But it's serious enough that it's a part of life, but it's kind of like, the ozone layer or pollution. You do the best you can with your piece of the pie. I recycle because that's what I can do. I compost and all of that because that's what I can do. Whatever I can do, I'm responsible for. Whatever I can't do, it's God's responsibility. So think about that. I love you guys and be encouraged. It's going to be okay.